Hi everyone, this is the second part video. It's November 28th of 2022 at 5:04 p.m. in Penghu, Taiwan. I actually just got home from school and I'm a little tired. I got the Monday blues, but literally Monday blues. But yeah, so let's just get into what I am going to show you today. So as we'll start, um, this was my last week's science board that I talked about. So we talked about static electricity and electricity in general. This is the setup. This is right outside my office. My office is in here. And basically we talked about, what is electricity and that we need electricity to power a lot of things in our school, like, the TVs, the light bulbs, the fan, and like when you plug things in, that's electricity and all of that. And then we did an activity, which I'll show. We did static electricity, and basically you took the balloon, you rubbed it on your head, and you put it over the butterfly, and the wings would actually pop up. For some kids, this worked really well. And some kids you can see like they were really using the balloon on their head to try to, put it over the butterfly and get the wings to move. And for those that, it didn't work on the big butterfly, we made little butterflies too, so that it would still work in that aspect. There is a clip on the balloon because the first time we did this, I didn't put a clip on it, and the kids were hitting the balloon back and forth, which I'm like, yeah, they're gonna do that. And it kind of flew off and went away with the wind. So we put a balloon clip on it so that, you can't hit the ball, you can't hit the balloon anymore, but I don't want to keep buying balloons if I don't have to. And in my first and second grade English classes, we have extra time at the end of class because it's a lot of material. We always do something fun. So my other English teacher bought some little balloons and we all made little butterflies and little balloons so that they could do the science experiment too, because the science board is on the second floor, and sometimes they don't always get to come up to the second floor, besides like the library and all, but they usually hang around downstairs. But yeah, this is one of the kids. This kid's hair works really well to get the butterfly wings to come up, so a lot of kids were going over and like putting the balloon on his head. And this is my new science board this week. We're learning about solubility. It's a very big word, but there's only so many topics I can do that are somewhat simple to demonstrate and all of that. So solubility is a big word, but we're breaking it down using pictures. I don't expect them to know what that is and all of that, but it's for like, some of the teachers and all of that too. So what we do here is we have like soluble and insoluble things. So I had pepper in this container and then I had salt, and you put it in the water, mix it around. The pepper doesn't dissolve, salt or the sugar does. And you look and you see that you can see one and you can't see the other. I noticed that some of the kids wanted to eat the sugar, and I was like, nope, we're not doing that. And besides that, I think it was last week. It's kind of hard to keep track of my days. Uh, every day is a new adventure with that. But we planted our own strawberry plants. This was something I got to do with the whole school, which was really fun. And this is just the kids, learning about the strawberry plant, putting it in, making their own, and then we have it lined up, which I'll show in the next picture, I believe. But this is me and my principal, Carol. She's awesome. She's always so stylish. I love it. Um, yeah, she just makes me happy. She always has a smile on her face and everything. So this is just us together. And then this is my strawberry plant. Had to draw a smiley face, of course. And then these are our plants lined up. There are a bunch of them, but we put it here where the plants get the most direct sunlight, I believe. So this is mine, this is Carol's, and then a bunch of the students. And let me go back there. So during certain periods, like certain students are in charge of watering the plants. And I think it's so cute because you see some kids so eager to want to water the plants. Like, is it my turn? Is it my turn yet? And yeah, it's really cute. And they're learning about, plants, somewhat of a science too. Yeah. So it's really cool. Environmental science and ocean science and all that. I love this school. And then I believe this was 2 weeks ago now. I went on a field trip with the fifth grade class. The homeroom teacher invited me. And basically, we went to like a memorial park, I would equivalent it to. And we walked there, probably like mm, 10, 15-minute walk, maybe. I wore flip-flops that day, and that was not a good idea, but I didn't know. So, roll with the punches, but it's okay. It wasn't that bad. The sandals were pretty comfortable too. And then this is just like walking through the park, the view. And then they had a bunch of things in like Chinese and all of that, but they also had an English script under it in most areas. So it was cool because I actually got to read it too and like get involved with the students. Basically, this is where like the Japanese ship was wrecked and like a bunch of people died and all of that. And this is just part of the memorial. And then aside from that, this was on, this was last week. I know this was last week because we just did this. Yeah. So basically, this is funny because it's something I had to do too in my college course. They had to identify different plants so they would have they had like I think it was like a month to learn so many plants, and then they needed to know the common name and then what it was in Chinese too. So they had different signs around certain plants and trees and all of that, and then they had a list from like I think it was like 1 to 20 maybe, and then they had a certain amount of time to go around and find it, and then I don't know what they got, if they got them all correct or if they like won and all of that, but it was fun. Everyone was involved with that. And then these are just some of my kids writing down the plant names. Aside from that, me and Brenda went exploring one day. Brenda's my roommate, for those who don't know. And we just went to this like little village. They had like a coffee shop and all of that. We were planning on watching the sunset at the Rainbow Bridge, but it started to rain and it was really cloudy, so we couldn't do that. So this is what we did instead. It's a little like cute park. This is me with my coffee that I got. It's very photogenic and all of that. This area is very photogenic, very cute. And then this is me sitting on the Taiwan flag bench, which I had to because that's a very opportunity. And then that's just another area. They had a bunch of like little shops too that you could buy, but we didn't get anything. It might have been a little pricey for what you probably could have bought it at another store for, but it was like a tourist area. And then inside the coffee shop, they were already decorated for Christmas, and so they don't celebrate Christmas here, but they do decorate for Christmas. So a lot of people have Christmas trees, a lot of people have like Santas and all of that, and Christmas lights hanging up. So it is a little close to home to make it feel like, we're getting in the Christmas spirit. I am gonna miss snow, even though I say I hate snow all the time. That's so cold. I would take the snow if it wasn't so cold at home. And then this is me and Brenda waiting for our coffee. If you notice, in many places, you have to take your shoes off and wear like slippers that they give you to go into different places. It's kind of like a cleanliness thing. And a lot of hostels around here, they do that too. And this was another day adventure. This was like our Sunday, I think it was. So we went with Brenda's coworker, and she and her brother took us around like the famous spots in Penghu. So this is where we got cactus ice cream, and this is what cactus ice cream is. It's like a sweeter, but tastes like kind of icy. Um, I really don't know how to describe it other than that because you just have to taste it to experience it. But cactus flavor is really popular here. You can get like cactus ice cream, you can get like a cactus drink and all of that, like cactus, different pastries and all of that. And then this is me and Brenda's coworker at the Great Bridge. This is a really long bridge, and they don't recommend that you scooter across this bridge when it gets really windy because like you feel like you can get blown off the bridge. And then we went to a little like historical village. Again, they had like a bunch of like little areas and shops and like coffee shops and all of that. This is me with this little statue, and basically what it means is that like Taiwan and America are coming together. So I fist bumped them because I was like, heck yeah, we are coming together, cross-cultural exchange, baby. And this is my favorite picture. It was so windy that day that you could not wear your hair down without it getting blown in your face consistently. So this is how windy it was, and the picture doesn't do justice. Like you actually felt like you were getting blown away. And then we went to one of the beaches, super pretty. It's gonna be really nice to visit there when it's warm and you could actually go in the water. Um, Aside from that, I do love going to see movies, and yes, Penghu has a movie theater in Pier 3, which is like our big mall. The mall here is really has like expensive stores, so it's not really like a mall that I would go to, but um they do have really good food. They have like the Sushi Express, the conveyor belt sushi, and like really good restaurants downstairs. So we often go there for that, and then we'll go for the movie theater. The movies are pretty cheap. It's like maybe like 300 NT to go. So that's like maybe $10 with like your drink and your popcorn and all of that. It is super nice. And yes, they do show English movies. They usually have just Chinese subtitles under it. And there's a lot of movies. So we usually go watch like horror movies. And we did watch uh some funny movies too, but yeah, mostly horror movies because we both like that. And then this is what it looks like. We're usually like the only ones in there half the time. And then usually after the movie, once in a while on the weekend, we'll go to like a bar. And this is a bar I really like called LA 1818 Bistro. It's about a 15-20 minute walk from our apartment, which isn't too bad. You wouldn't scooter there because then you can't scooter home. But yeah, it's really nice inside. They were actually playing um, football the time that we were there, like NFL football, and it's very cozy. This is yeah, it was super nice and all that. I'll show you a drink, but I forgot that I put the food first before I put the drinks. So this is one bar that we go to. So this is some of the good eats that I've had in Penghu. This was at one of the really nice restaurants that Fulbright paid for our meal after our conference. So it was like risotto with scallops and a tomato and like Parmesan cheese. Super good. And then this is from a breakfast place, which is like on the main road in front of my house. It has a big cactus on it. I don't really know what it's called, but we just call it like the cactus place because it has a giant cactus on the sign. And basically what it is, it's an egg, um, and then like some bacon sausage. And these are I believe they're radish cakes, but they kind of taste like potatoes. They're really good. And then this is at a cafe called Shooting the Breeze, which is down by the Rainbow Bridge, and I got pizza there. It's supposed to be Hawaiian pizza, but I think their Hawaiian pizza and my Hawaiian pizza ideas are completely different, but it was really good. The crust is more like a tortilla, so it wasn't like an actual pizza, but we do have Domino's here, but I'm not going to travel all the way to Taiwan to eat Domino's. And then this is a typical meal. Well, I wouldn't say typical, but this is one of the meals that I eat at school. So at school, it's like a buffet style. So like the teachers serve the kids, but when the teachers come, we just serve ourselves. So you always have rice, you always have a veggie, you always have a protein for the most part, and then maybe like some other side, and then a soup. And the soup's usually like more brothy, but I usually just get like, the rice, the veggie, and the meat. So I got rice with corn, carrots, and usually eggs in it. We do usually have tofu too. And then this was pork. It was good. I can't complain. I like my lunch foods. And this was from the day that Brenda's coworker and her brother took us around Penghu. Yeah, we had like snails. So basically, you just take it and you put it close to your mouth and you like suck it up. It's good. They were a little spicy though. And this is like hot soy milk. Really good. It's apparently really famous too. And this is the drink that I was going to show you when I talked about the bar. Here I noticed that bars take a really long time to serve you drinks. And I think it's because they think that like every drink is like an art. Like they want to make it really pretty. And like for typical us Americans, like happy hour, we're like, we don't care, like get as many drinks as you can before happy hour closes, because then you don't want to have to pay more for it. But yeah, I really appreciate like the effort they take into making drinks here. It's really pretty and really good. And yeah, this was a tequila sunrise. And then just like, alcoholic drinks, coffees, non-alcoholic drinks and all of that are also really pretty. This was at one of a cafe in Penghu called Monte Carlo. And really pretty, really good. It was like a nice mocha coffee. And then this is my favorite thing to get here. It's my favorite drink. I am gonna miss this sincerely when I leave. It's brown sugar bubble tea with like 10% sugar and like normal ice. That's what I usually like to get. And I love taro balls in there. So good. Or tapioca balls, not taro balls. Tapioca balls. They're so good. And besides all the food and drinks, we were in Taipei for our Thanksgiving event, and we went on the 19th, I believe. It was just a quick trip. We flew in on Friday morning, and I left Saturday afternoon because trying to save up money, which I will talk about in the end. And yeah, I didn't really need to spend there. I was also really tired. It was like one weekend I just wanted to relax and catch up on some schoolwork and all of that. So this is just from Taipei. This is me and my principal, Carol. She was at the Thanksgiving dinner too. She's so nice. And she always dresses so like stylish. I already talked about that, but yeah, she's awesome. This is Dr. Nadeau, who is the director of Fulbright, and Sandra Outkirk, who is the director of AIT. They were presenting, Thanksgiving dinner to all of us. There are about 400 ETAs, ETFs, debate coaches, blah, blah, all of those people that went to the Thanksgiving dinner. And no, we didn't really have that much turkey. We had like, I think there were two turkeys and we had duck, but it wasn't typical Thanksgiving food, but you're in a new country, new culture, new things to eat. And this is some of my cohort. So this is Gerardi, Brenda, me, and Teresa. And then aside from that, we, the Penghu cohort, had our own Thanksgiving with all the ETAs, ETFs, and some of the LETs and friends that wanted to come. So this is me and my two other roommates enjoying our food. Yes, we ate it with chopsticks. And then this was what the food was. So we each brought our own dish to make. All chip in, and then some of the LETs and all brought food too. It was really awesome. Like the food was so good, and I sincerely missed American food. Like we had mac and cheese, we had mashed potatoes, we had like stuffing. All of that was just so good, and I really missed it. And I was feeling a little homesick, so like being with everyone and celebrating Thanksgiving made it a little better. And yeah, so that's it for that PowerPoint. I think I'm finally caught up with you guys. Again, sorry for being MIA. I think I say that every time I make a vlog, but I am just taking in everything while I'm here because I've mentioned that I'm saving up money and I am trying to visit home for Chinese New Year. So Chinese New Year starts on January 20th and goes to February 12th. Like that's when we have off of school. So I think I'm gonna try to come home January 25th to like February 9th and visit with family and all that. It's really not that expensive to come home, and with my stipend money, I'm able to save up and buy a plane ticket home. So it'll be really exciting because I do miss my family and I miss seeing everyone. But not that I don't love being here. It's just like that feeling of home around the holidays. You do miss that, but I'm really grateful for my experience so far, and that's all for today. I hope you have a great Monday coming at you, but till next time, bye.